Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's NihonTiger. Welcome back to the Hypermine server. There is our lovely tower of awesomeness that we will talk about in the future. But today, we got ourselves a little something here to work on. So this right here is a path that Kondrick has kind of laid out. And he has stopped right at the edge of the swamp here. He's trying to figure out a way to go through. And it's up to me to kind of lay it out for him. But I would like to do something a little bit more than just that. So, well, first and foremost, I might dig up some stuff here. But I would like to connect the two parts of the swamp here. So, I am going to build a little natural kind of waterway in between here. And it'll look nice when we're all done. I'm not going to use all this space anyways, so I want to go ahead and have this be like so, I think. Yeah, that'll be good. That's a pretty good start, I think. So while we're getting this all set up, I'll also go ahead and kind of mention some of the things going on in the world for me. There's been a lot of busy things keeping me busy lately, and I figured maybe this would be a good time to play catch up on everything and see if we can. Oh, I think this is the cave that I found before, so that's where we're gonna want to go exploring at some point. But yeah, it seems like as good a time as any to catch up with everybody and talk about life and all the good things that go with it. So it's been a good couple of months, I guess you could say. Well, mostly it's been a few snags here and there that, life could have gone a little better, but it is what it is. You really can't control things too much, so I just try not to worry about it, not to worry about the small things in life and let them get me down. But I am, for those of it who don't know, I should mention that I'm in the middle of a job hunt right now. And I am looking to relocate out of state, preferably. I'm just at a point in my life where I think that there's not a whole lot for me to do where I work anymore, and it kind of feels like I'm not really progressing with my job. I'm not progressing with my job, but not really gaining as much as I could being somewhere else and doing something else entirely. And the outlook for my job field isn't that great, so to speak. It's every day I hear some more bad news about the industry, and it's kind of turned me off to a future in the news industry, and I feel like my talents and my services would be better utilized elsewhere. So I'm looking not only to move out of state, but I'm also at the same time looking to switch careers, sort of. Not entirely, but I like to find a new profession that's a little more in line with my talents and utilizing them in a manner that's better than what they're being utilized right now. So that's kind of where I am in life, I guess you could say. It's just at this weird kind of point where I go to work every day. I like the people that I work with. That's never really been much of a question, except for maybe one or two who are people I would consider a little problematic, and probably should be employed elsewhere or doing something else because they're not really doing a great job doing what they're doing. Unfortunately, I don't have say in that. I would have, or I, as a boss, would have fired them a long time ago for incompetence and stuff. But yeah, I'm just kind of at a point where I like the people I work with. They're generally very friendly, very kind, very nice. They have done a wonderful job of bringing me all kinds of free things to snack on, which that's something else that I'm going to mention here in a moment, because that's also relevant to my life. But yeah, I like them, but it's just like I'm not in a position where I feel like I'm advancing my career at all. Oh, thank you, Run. By the way, Run's on here, in case you guys are wondering. I don't know what he's working on. Probably working on his build. But yeah, I'm just at a point where professionally I feel like I need to. I've been doing my current job for almost almost 4.5 years now. I've been in my current role. Let's see how that works. That's nice and easy. All you do is you dig out a row here, and you get them like this, and you just take one water update and everything fixes itself. Oh, and that one fixed itself automatically. I like that. But yeah, I'm just at a point. Oh, another row that fixed itself. Beautiful. But I'm at a point where career-wise, I just think it's time. It feels like it's time for me to move on, and I know I want to move and explore new things, new places. Because I've been living where I've been living too for almost 6 years. So I feel like I'm ready from just a mental standpoint, from an emotional standpoint. I'm just ready to move on, to go to new places and explore new things and get to see things, and maybe find a job that has better benefits than what I've got right now. Because yeah, I haven't gotten a raise. I haven't gotten anything. I've gotten some things of value, if you count a card, $20 card to a local grocery chain as something. I've gotten something the past couple years, but it's gotten to a point where I don't think there's a long term, like 4, 5, 6 year future for me where I'm at anymore. I think it's time for me to take my skills elsewhere, probably. And it sucks for my current job because God knows they will be despondent. They will be unable to do what I do without me. So for a while they're going to be flying blind. And I sure don't wish them any bad luck. But I thought it was like an Enderman. It's just a slippery little slime. But I know that for me, I need to move on to other things, and I feel like staying where I'm at has already cost me some very important things in life, and I don't want it to be a situation where I'm throwing the better part of my life away to stay at a job that doesn't love me back. Because that's honestly what it feels. That's honestly what it's felt like for a while now. And when you get in situations like that, you have to make a decision about what you want to do and what you want to achieve. And sometimes that means making the hard choice to walk out on something. But the other caveat is because of my general financial situation, I can't really walk out on my current job and just be like, all right, well, I'm quitting today. See ya, suckers. Haha, you know, or anything like that. I have to actually find another job before I can move on. Okay, so we're just gonna set that as where our bridge is going to be. We'll grab our materials. Moment here. I'm using some cobble and some wood and some stone materials. So I'll go grab these. But you know, I'm just kind of in a position where there's, what do I want to use? Dark or spruce? Spruce wood. It's pretty good. Spruce wood's always a nice addition to any. The darker wood's always really nice actually to use with anything. Let's take some of that. Thank you. I won't need that much. Let's see here. Make some stairs. 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna make some of these. Make some slabs. And we'll take the rest of those. And we'll just drop off the dirt. So this is gonna be a 3 by 3 wide bridge. So it's gonna be a fairly narrow little bridge across here. It's just gonna be something simple. Just something simple. So we want to set this up. I think so. And this doesn't look like much right now, but trust me, it will shine in just a moment. Okay, so 3 by 3. We're gonna use this cobble as our base to start with. Maybe we want to use the. Yeah, let's try a cobble for now. We can always switch out later. Oh, I want this to be a thing here. So you're probably thinking it's going to be like a little derpy bridge. Trust me, we're just building the interior right now. Yeah, I feel like where I'm at right now, as good as it is for, say, going to Zeldathon or something like that, which, by the way, I will be at Zeldathon next month. So get hyped for that. That's going to be fun. But, you know, as convenient as it makes that at the moment, there's just other reasons and other things. I feel like I'm kind of not living my life to its fullest. And I feel like perhaps that a change of scenery would help me with that a little bit. Okay, so let me actually do that. So what we're going to do here is now we're going to start to flip-flop these blocks around. These going to be upside down stairs. Oh, if I can not drown myself. Oh, okay, this is actually not the one I want. I want this one. So I'm going to flip-flop these around. But yeah, generally I'm not content with a lot of things in life. I mentioned the sweets and stuff from work. I'm in a position where, like, physically, I'm not overweight. I just don't feel very healthy right now in some regards, and I kind of want to change that part of my life. So I've gone back to trying to work out regularly. In fact, tonight was the first night I kind of got back on the workout train. Had a good 2-mile walk. Burnt off a lot of calories. Had fun doing it. It felt really nice. You know, it just feels good to do all that again. And I feel like probably that's going to be something that I'm really going to push myself and focus on over the next month or so, because I want to be. I don't think I can get 100% back in shape. Obviously, I can't lose all the weight I've gained. I have gained a not insignificant amount of weight, but also not too significant in that it's not like I'm 300 pounds now. I've just gained a little bit of pudge back that I had before. So my goal over the coming months here is to try and work that off. And I'd like to lose a couple pounds by the time I go to Zeldathon in like 4 weeks. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Now, see, the bridge is starting to come together a little bit too. The next step is going to be put the pilings in here. And we're going to do some cool stuff with that. So, see these guys right here? Like so. So a bridge needs to be balanced. You can't have, you can't actually do that. I was going to say, you can't have 2 support beams underneath and expect it to hold up. You can actually. It's just not recommended. It's not, there's more points of failure that lead to a catastrophic demise of the bridge. So 4 points offers a little bit more stability. This is going to be a small bridge anyways, so we're not really too worried about it. You know what? I'm going to get some regular oak wood here. But yeah, that's thing number 2 is to try and recover some of my pudge back, or not recover it, but remove some of it. And it's a small thing. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's relatively not a big deal. We got 16. That should be enough, but we'll make another set here just in case. It's just a small thing that I want to do for myself, and I feel like it would be overall a positive thing in my life to kind of get back on track with that. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of these up here. Boop. There we go. And then this, let's kind of do one of these. So now we're starting to get the actual shape of the bridge. And that looks good. So I'm wondering. Oh, I put them back. I want to get them back out now. But yeah, now we're starting to get an actual bridge shape. I'm kind of wondering here. What if we do? Oh, that's the only thing that sucks about that. Is what if we do it like this? No, that's not what we want. Grab this back. Where'd the other one go? Okay, what if... Okay, no, that did not work as expected. Or maybe it did. Maybe it did. Maybe it worked exactly how we wanted it. Huh. You can play around with this a little bit, so it's not all bad news to mess around with the shaping a little bit of the bridge, because these are kind of going to be end posts. What if I do it like that versus doing it like this? How does that look? Yeah, I kind of like them backwards like this. Yeah, we'll just copy that on the side. But as I was saying, I'm in a pretty good situation, all other things considered. I have started, as I mentioned previously, I started my Patreon up. I've got 2 patrons right now, so I will have to figure out a way I know I didn't mention it as a thing, but I'm gonna figure out a way to thank them in a video at some point. Other than just saying thank you to Canada Fly Guy, good old CFG, and to Final Flame for joining the Patreon bandwagon. I appreciate it greatly. Those are my first two, and I'm like super excited about these things because it's like I've got actual people who oh, you know what? That's not what I wanted at all. I want these to go backwards like that. Yep. Okay, there we go. I just flip-flopped them around the wrong way. That's good. So yeah, I've got my two patrons, which is excellent. Two is probably more than I expected in the first little bit here. I expected maybe one if I was lucky, because I knew some people were interested, and I probably do need to do a better job of advertising that, especially on stream. Get some of my stream people perhaps talking about it, but it's a big deal for me because I've been kind of resisting it for a while, just out of the fact that I don't think, I'm very harsh on myself, and I don't think I deserve things like that. And I know people will be like, "Oh, no, you deserve things," and you're right. I do deserve to take care of myself, despite my best efforts to kind of sabotage myself sometimes. I usually end up doing right by myself. So we'll do one up here, and we'll do the same right down here. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Put the couple on the ends here. So, starting to come together pretty well, I think. Now, you know what I want to do? I want to take out all of this in the middle here. And this is where the slabs are going to come into play. And this is where I think I'll put the slabs into play. Right here. So do 1, 2, 3. Okay. That should look a lot better. Yeah. Now, I don't know if I like the flanges on the side so much now. I wonder if I do one of these things, it'll cover up the. If I do this, nah, that's not the look I'm looking for. It's nice that those connect now and you can do that, but it's not what I'm looking for. Maybe I want to flip. Make it to here and flip these around a little bit. I don't know. 3. Something like that. Yeah, that's alright. That's okay. It's not bad. Could be worse. So now I can just top these out maybe. Oh, let me just put this down somewhere. And we'll figure out the rest of this eventually. Like, I'll probably, once I'm done recording this video, I'll probably go through and make another pass on these as far as texturing, as far as design. So I wouldn't say this will be the finished version, and I would guess probably by the time you see the next video, this will look a little bit different. I'll make some visual passes on it. I know it sounds like talking about like, oh, you're talking like artist terms, like visual passes and stuff like that. You're not an artist. Yeah, I am. This is art. I think this is definitely art. I would disagree vehemently with anyone who says that Minecraft building is not art. It's a form of art. It's maybe not the same as painting, but it is certainly as much work sometimes as creating an awesome painting. How are we looking on the bridge? You know, I think that's probably too high. I think if we're gonna do that, we need this to be a little smaller. You know what? I'm gonna take a look at the idea of just leaving it like this. Just to kind of give it a funky little design. This could work. And then I could do that. And then we'll fill that in. Oh, not quite that much. That. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad. Not terrible. I kind of like the idea now of maybe having... Oh, let's see here. If I did this instead. We shifted this over here. We're just going to build this with cobble for now. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm like overthinking this thing. But yeah, you know, I've got a lot of good things going on in life. But I am looking to move. I am hoping to have Patreon be something that I can rely on for at least a little bit of funding. You know what? I think I like that better. I think that's the ticket right there. And I'm hoping to kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say get things back on track, because I think to me that signifies that somehow I went off the rails or something at some point. But at least kind of, I want to refocus things and make sure that I'm taking care of myself. And not just, you know, not just, I wouldn't say streaming myself to death, but, you know, focusing so much on everything else that I neglect to take care of myself and my own needs. And, you know, most importantly, I want to get my way out of this job and into a job that pays better and is maybe something too where I get a little more recognition than what I do right now, because I feel like my full-time job, I do a lot and people are like, thanks for doing that, but at the same time it's like there's days where people don't really notice as much as I would like all the hard work I put in. And I feel like if I could just get to a point where that was the case, I'd be a lot happier in life. More happy than I'm already happy. So I'm not totally unhappy, but like I'd be like super duper happy. So yeah, it's about where things are with me. And let's walk out here. So I'll take a look. Let's hop up on the lily pad. Oh, you know what? I think if we can get something across the top there, and I'll work on that off camera, this is looking pretty good. Now, the one thing I'd like to add, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add, and I'm going to do all these things off camera. So I'll clue you in on what I'm going to do. First things first, I want a light source on top of the bridge. I'm going to put, on top of those four, I'm going to put some redstone lamps. And I'm going to see if I can do, if I can't do the torch trick, I'm going to do the thing with the levers where it kind of looks like there's spikes hanging off the top. I think that'll look really cool. And then I just need to get something to go across the top here. But I don't know what. So I'll have to think about that a little bit. I don't want to use, for sure I don't want to use anything that's too thick looking, so probably not stone fences. Oh, speaking of which, or like iron fences. Speaking of which, how about... Ooh, that does look better. That does look good. I like that. You not so much. You, yes. Now we're talking. Now we're talking nice bridge. Now we're talking. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Again, I might want to switch up some of the blocks too. I think I'm getting a little too much texture blur here with all the cobble. So some of this might become, especially these blocks right here, like all this cobble right here. This all might become stone brick. I might do that. Just because I think it's a little too much, a little too blurry. It doesn't pop enough. You don't get enough difference aesthetically. But I think ultimately we built ourselves a pretty good little bridge here in 30 minutes or less. If this were a pizza, we'd not be giving people their money back because we delivered. How about that? How about that? Yeah, this is definitely nice. It's a different style than anything I've ever built before. I've not built anything like this. Ooh, I wonder if I could do that instead of having the blocks on top here. What if I? That's a possibility too. I could have it dangle from the middle here. I don't know. We'll think about it. I gotta think about this a little bit more. I got some ideas percolating in the back of my head. I will work on those. Maybe even I'll hold off on it. We'll work on it for the next video. That could be something cool. Refurbishing the bridge here would be something cool we could do for the next video. But let me grab a hoe real quick, and I will mark out to Chondrick where he can take the path through. I do have a hoe somewhere, right? I don't have a hoe anywhere. I should probably make one. There we go. There's an iron hoe. Because that's what the cool kids use nowadays. Oh wait, no, it's a shovel. Damn it. Oh, run wild left. It's a right click with the shovel, isn't it? I made a hoe because I thought it was a hoe, but I think it's right click with the shovel, right? Yep! I'm an idiot. All that work for nothing. Alright. So, Kodrick, if you're watching this, I know you are, because I know you watch my videos. Thank you so much for that, by the way. If you're watching, this is kind of roughly where the path is going to go. This will be well clear of what I'm building. So if you would like to, please feel free to use up all of this area for your path. So like right through here, feel free to go through here. This is your pathway to connect to Hypermine. Alright, there we go. So this should all work out in the end. This is gonna look nice when it's all done. But thanks for hanging out, guys. We got ourselves a nice little start to our bridge. This looks really good. I'm really happy with it. I will think of some revisions. I'll think of some ideas to make it look even better. And when we come back next time, we will fix this up. We'll add some pop to it, add some detail, add some uniqueness to it all. I've got a cool idea percolating in my head right now about how we can do this. But it will take a little bit of time, a little bit of planning. Until then, take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Very soon, in fact, with some more Hypermine. Ta-ta!